Good morning and welcome to the DFS Army YouTube channel. I'm Razzle11 and you can find me on X at Razzle11Grinds. Going to take a look at the pitching for today, the 19th of April. It is a Saturday. We do have an 11 game main slate, day slate. I assume it's the main for sure. Uh, just a four gamer this evening. We're going to focus here on the main slate. If we do have a minute or two towards the end of the video, I will look at the four gamer. But we will focus on this main one. As always, this is a first look at the pitching options on the slate. I do try to go more in depth for the members at TFS Army. Today I won't be as available. I do have some prior things going on, but we will put this together for you guys anyways. I will be looking at DraftKings as that is where a majority of my action is. If you do play on FanDuel, I would cut my pool into a half or even a third, as pricing isn't quite as tight. You don't have to be as creative. You're able to get the stacks you want with an upper tier ish pitcher. And speaking of upper tier ish pitchers, we have a handful of them on today's slate. I do love me some pitching matchups, but holy cow, is it going to be difficult trying to trim down our pitcher pool on this particular slate. It might be a little easier thanks to some of the weather warming up across the country, winds blowing out, uh, not massively, but strong enough. We see Colorado is only in the low 40s after yesterday's snowstorm. Slight wind blowing out, but still cold weather in the Rockies. I'm interested in pitching in Coors. I'm very interested, actually. So, what are we going to do? We see Wrigley after that explosion late in the game yesterday with all the wind blown out. Cool wind blowing in. Nothing crazy as far as wind blowing in, but temps in the 50s. Maybe we need to be considering pitching in that one as well. Let's just jump in. There's just a lot of names here. How do we trim things down? Um, I'm not really sure. It's going to be difficult. Uh, we're really going to need to see some of these lineups come out and hope that some of them are weaker. We get some spots to attack more than others from a K standpoint. At the top, we have two guys in Paul Skenes, who has not really blown up from a K perspective. He's allowing a ton of contact, ground ball contact, but still, there's a lot of contact going on against Skenes right now. He's been basically right at the 100 pitch mark the last three starts. 10.8K is a price tag to pay on this particular slate. His K prop's at 6.5 with juice on the over. And he is tied with Crochet with the lowest earn run prop at 1.5 with juice on the under. It's a minus 180 favorite. Game total of just 8 with juice on the under in that one. It is a solid game from a total standpoint to attack with pitching. Uh, Cleveland last year obviously didn't strike out a whole lot. They can be had a little bit more um, from a strikeout standpoint so far this season. So I do think we need to keep Skeens in the pool, but I'm going to be honest. I'm kind of looking for a reason to get away from him. And current season wise, the projected Guardians lineup has a 22% K rate against right handed pitching. Certainly, Skeens obviously matchup proof to a degree, but I also just don't like the way that he's been throwing, allowing a lot more contact. It's probably just an early in the season thing, but still, uh, something to pay attention to. Not that I think anything's wrong with Skeens, but we are looking for small reasons to eliminate some guys. Uh, and it might just help that we have Garrett Crochet to rely on, who nearly no hit this White Sox team his last time out in a revenge narrative. extra day of rest. Uh, Always nice to see. It's kind of alternated massive games with games in the teens. I think it's just a great spot. Strongest K prop on the day at 7.5 with juice on the over. He's minus 120 at open to earn the W. I think it actually moved to minus 125. Just a strong spot. Should be everybody's like cash SP1. We do have some winds blowing out in Fenway. It is warm enough, but still, Garrett Crochet against this particular White Sox lineup, kind of a no-brainer. Uh, Basically, the first no-brainer of this slate. I think there's a lot of guys that do have slight question marks, even though we are looking at strong names. Speaking of strong names, we get Hunter Greene. 7+ innings in each of his last 3 starts. 8 Ks in 3 of his 4 starts. 27+ DK points in each of his last 3 starts. Just absolutely looks locked in at this point. Uh, I believe the way that he pitched on the road last year was a little bit more to contact, less reliant on the strikeouts like he was at home. Uh, but this guy is just taking leaps forward each season at this point. Winds blowing out in Baltimore. Great hitting weather. There are worries. Previously, he has had some home run issues. Just one allowed so far this year, and that's even after making 3 starts at home so far. Uh, Hunter Greene, K prop 7.5, juices on the under, but still, uh, he's just behind Garrett Crochet in K prop. He's plus 130 to earn the W. Don't like that this game has a total of 9. Juices on the under, but still, I think Hunter Greene just has a ton of upside. We just saw Andrew Abbott strike out double digits against the Orioles. Now that was as a left-handed pitcher. I think the Orioles are weaker, so that kind of checks out a little bit. But still, Hunter Greene, somebody that I definitely want in my pool, and I think he's just going to be ahead of Paul Skenes on this particular slate. Logan Gilbert has looked phenomenal so far this season. A rough start against Detroit from a run standpoint, but he still struck out 10. Been super consistent the whole time. K prop of just 5.5. Juice is on the over, but he is plus 125 to earn the W against this Toronto squad. Toronto just not a big K squad, but I think Gilbert's just strong enough to offer enough K upside. And based on all the weather and all the wind in places, this might be one of the better pitching environments, which feels weird to say, knowing what Toronto was a few handful of years ago with all the home runs that were hit. But I do think Logan Gilbert's going to be in play as well. Now we get to Senga, who's somebody that I like using. K's haven't been there the last 2 times out. And we know that St. Louis is not striking out very much, especially against right-handed pitching. I mean, I did predict, and we talked about it, that they were ripe for some regression in their strikeouts against left-handed pitching yesterday, and then Peterson went out and struck out 9, I believe. Um, so there is some regression coming, but Senga has only been topped out at 79 pitches. So I don't know what their plans are, if they are planning to take it super easy on him for a majority of the season or what. That's something that we want to dig into and find out about. But that's a reason for me to kind of back off. Um, I think the wind was blowing out in New York to center as well. I think that Senga is one guy that might just not find his way into my player pool, which feels weird considering he's a minus 175 favorite. But K prop of 5.5, juices on the under. He is 155 to earn the win, plus 155. So if you talk about him enough and we're adamant in some regression for that St. Louis lineup from a contact standpoint, I can see you wanting to utilize him. I think I'm just going to have to remove him based on the options that we have. Evaldi against the Dodgers squad that will not have Otani. I'm somewhat intrigued. Obviously, since his complete game shutout, he's kind of come downhill. Strikeouts haven't been there, etc. That's obviously something to worry about. You know, guys kind of extend themselves a little bit and then they come back down to earth for a handful of starts in a row. And it is the Dodgers, so it is dangerous enough, but still, the ground looked great against them after I had some questions about you know, what he was or is going to be. So Evalde for me is going to be in play, but his K Prop's 5.5 juices on the under. It was a pick 'em the last I saw, but he's plus 170 to earn the win. He might be right ahead of Senga, but these are a couple guys that I think I might move on from. Shane Baz, somebody that I'm interested in because the Yankees can K a lot. He has double-digit strikeouts in two of his first three starts. His K prop sitting at 6.5, plus 165 to earn the W. The one worry for me, obviously, the game total of 9, with juice on the over. But I just love the upside in the way that he's pitching. I'm going to go there, and I'm going to take my chances. Zach Gallen, a guy we traditionally don't use as much on the road, has made one road start this season and absolutely dominated. I mentioned the Wrigley weather. Zach Gallen is definitely going to be in play for me. K prop of 5.5 juices on the over. Plus 180 to earn the W. Arizona's just minus 115 in that game, but he is a strong bet to earn the W over Ben Brown. Sasaki, the guy that I'm just not playing right now. I've kind of skipped. I mean, from a runs prevention standpoint, he's looked fine. Just a lot of walks and not many strikeouts. So I'm going to end up passing on Sasaki. I had written him down, but his K prop's just 3.5. And it's not juiced to the over. It's basically a pick 'em. So that I'm going to have to pass on. I want to talk about this Colorado matchup. Mackenzie Gore, somebody that I always play. There's volatility. He can walk some guys. Can give up some bigger innings at times, but the matchup is just so damn good for us against this Colorado team that is just striking out a ton. Against left-handed pitching, 29% on the season, to be exact. So just a great play. I'm not really going to say much. K prop is 6.5 with juice on the over. You know, one of the top 4 K props on this particular slate. He's plus 115 to earn the W as well. Seth Lugo, somebody that I think is going to be in my pool. He's not going to give up 4 home runs again. Weather in Detroit, it's cool enough. One of the better pitching environments on the slate. So I think we're just going to have to go with Lugo. He's not exciting. K prop's just 4.5, which is on the over, but I think he makes sense as kind of a last man in. Barrios has upside because of the Seattle lineup, but I'm not excited to play him. His K prop's 5.5 juice on the under, but he's all the way up to plus 245 to earn the W. I think I might just pass on him, which probably bites me in the butt, but we will see. Chase Dollander, somebody I'm interested in. Big home run issue, so that is a worry. But the cooler weather, I think, can play to him. 13 strikeouts in his first 10 and 2/3 innings. Certainly in play for me. Taijuan Walker probably going to get talked about. I might end up passing with that weather, wind blowing out. I think it's probably a pass. I might be on the Miami bats a little bit heavier. Casey Mize doesn't strike out a whole lot of guys. Kansas City doesn't strike out a lot, so I might have to pass on him at this point. Quick thoughts on this 4-gamer. King, Patrick, maybe Severino. It's kind of an ugly slate, so that one's going to be rough to figure out. We're going to have to dig into that one as the day goes on. But there we have it. There's our first look at pitching options on this particular slate. If you enjoy what I bring to you, please hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, turn the notification bell on, get the alert anytime we drop videos here at TFS Army. And if you want to join us, get access to our coaches, tools, sheets, Discord, etc. I'll put links in the description below. You can use promo code RAZ, that's R-A-Z, for 10% off monthly. And as always, best of luck, everybody.